Hello, Aqua here. Welcome back to Utopia. I'm down in the farm area. I've just accidentally connected this up to power, so I want to make sure it's kind of working. Just seeing, making sure all these things look a bit weird. Now, these pipes, they don't move things instantly. They move things as you may expect. It takes time for things to travel through the pipes, which is pretty cool. Now, certain things are getting left. Look, it seems the same on every one. That certain bits of each area aren't being covered, which is weird. Very weird. So what I did, I was running power down here, and I was starting to run. I was starting to run power up there, and then I accidentally connected to the network here. So my power's coming from up there now. That's what the plan is. So if we jump up here, all I've got up here at the minute is this. That's draining very quickly, but all the engines and stuff that are in my inventory at the minute are going to go up here. Now these dynamos, I've been told, I was using, when you saw my setup yesterday, I was using these leadstone energy cells, but of course these dynamos can go straight into the capacitor bank, so I may just pipe them straight into that and not actually use these leadstones at all. Let's for now though, let's get that some power from that. Might as well drain that one down. So what I've done is I made this partition editor, which I didn't have the iron for at the end of the last episode, but Nicholas gave me that stack of iron. Oh, it's doing it now. It should have just been where they started up in the process. Okay, so that's all clear. I've lost one. I've lost a bit of cocoa there. Someone's fell on it. And I need to spread out. Well, everything looks farmed. That's good. So I don't know if I mentioned last episode, these actually aren't doing anything because I'm on crops, but I like the way they look, so I'm keeping them in. Basically, because the crops had a growth, the wooden crops had a growth increase, then the sprinkler, I don't think that's cumulative. I did a little test in a single player world with some reeds, and look how quick they grow though. It's crazy. Literally, it took about 30 seconds. No, and it took about 2 minutes. I put one farm with a sprinkler with a water source, and I put another farm just with a water block. And I was watching the reeds growing. They seem to be growing at the same rate. So right. So yeah, what I've done with the partition editor is basically I've taken each one of these, and when I've got a new product, I've put the empty cell in there. I put the products in. So for example, if I was farming cobblestone, you put cobblestone, not cock, but cobblestone. Click format, and then only cock will be allowed into that cell. So I've got 3 more cells there. One of them is going to be, well, 2 of them are going to be for logs and saplings at the minute. One of them is going to change to planks. But I need to get the power thing sorted next. Oh yeah, I need ink to go into there as well. So I need that connected to the pipe network rather than the chest. I'm also going to have a little export thing. There's lots of little niggly bits that I need to sort out. But what I've got in here, if you look, is these are all starting to get stuff now. Now I've got a poisonous potato there, which is something I don't want. I'm going to have to have just a chest, because at the minute, look, that's got 70 bytes used, and that one's not been formatted. So that one with 70 bytes used is probably melon blocks and poisonous potato. Now melon blocks I need to deal with. Well, that was good. I forgot about that. We have got an issue with NAI at the minute that if you press U on an item, it crashes you. And I completely forgot. So let's do it the other way instead. Let's press R on a melon. And you see, the only thing that... I thought a pulverizer would do it. Interesting. But the only thing that can squash melon into melon blocks into melon automatically at the minute looks to be a lacerator, which is interesting. Yeah, so I'm going to have to set some up for that. Now, that's actually not going to be too bad, because what we're going to be doing up here, now I'm pretty sure that's going to run out of power really quick. Yeah, it's going down, look, that's empty, and that's going down. Is having a steam boiler, so I'm going to throw a steam boiler together. I've got loads of iron, loads of steel for it up here. Oh, the jump thing, someone kindly told me in a comment, was because I had that ascent boost on my legs. Now, after we updated the server pack, before I had the ascent boost and I couldn't get onto the roof up here. And then I added it and I could get onto the roof after we updated the pack. So something's changed with that ascent boost. And that's what was making it so that in the previous episode I couldn't get up elevator blocks because I was jumping too fast. So I've actually taken that off, so now I can't actually jump very high, but it's no big deal. Yeah, anyway, sidetrack. I've got loads of steel in here, so I've got plenty of steel to make a boiler, so I'm going to get that done off camera in a sec really quick. These engines run off steam, of course. I'm not sure if they need watering when they're running off steam, but that's good. That lacerator will be able to run off steam, so I'll make a factorization steam boiler and pipe some of the steam from the boiler into that. So this boiler down here is purely going to be, it's not going to run anything other than what's down here really, apart from it's going to run one thing that's going to be not down here, which is going to kind of be down here, making no sense, which is of course these things, dimensional transceiver render IR. So the steam boiler down here is going to be whatever they put out now. Now I'm not sure if it's still 144 MJ a tick. I think there might be a bit of a change with the engines or the output, but it's going to run my remote power, so it's going to run my quarry, and it's going to run all this stuff down here, but nothing else. I'm not going to pipe it upstairs or anything. Upstairs is going to run on a separate boiler off the liquid once all this is in a state where we're going to start processing it. But that might happen upstairs. I might have that just running upstairs separate. Or I might use in the tanks. So still got things to work out, things to decide. I still just need to fill that out, so I need to bring loads more crops down here. So I'm going to get a couple of things sorted because I'm going to run out of power really quick. I should actually cut the power to these for now, so this all drains. I'll do that. I'll do that, so it'll find what it's got, and then these will run out of power, and then it'll stop just until I've got my power source sorted. The one I need to get connected most really is the tree farm, so I should really get the tree farm on the go. Now, what have I got down there? I've got any saplings. I've got 15 saplings in there, so why aren't you working? I don't think I've got power to that, that's why. Oh, I haven't. Of course, right. Okay, so the tree farm's the one that I need to get on with. I'm going to cut camera, I'm going to do a bit of stuff off camera, and then I'll let you know what's going on. Back in a bit. Okay then, I've done a little bit more. I've got the tree farm on the go, and I've added sprinklers. I'm not sure if they help, but I'll put them in for now, and I'm going to find out later. I can always take them back out, but things grow, so they should help. Unfortunately, because I've got this as a 5x5, sprinklers only go in 4 in each direction, so I've put 2 there. But like I say, I like the way sprinklers look anyway, so I don't mind chucking them all over the place. I filled all these up, but these are all turned off at the minute. What I've done, I've used a wrench. Now, this Yeta wrench, there's something about that one quite working out properly. Now, so I've disconnected there. I've disconnected there, and I've disconnected there at the minute. So the only thing that's getting powered at the minute is the squid farm and the harvester and the planter underneath the tree farm. So all I'm getting at the minute is logs. Now this thing, let's look at the bottom left corner. You can see if I hold shift, I can cycle through certain modes. So I've got that mode there where pipes. I was stuck in that mode and I didn't realise. So I was trying to disconnect stuff and I couldn't actually see anything. If I cycle through, so I guess that's redstone mode. No, sorry. I guess that's redstone mode, and then I guess that's power mode. So there we go. That's a nice little touch. So would that be facade mode? I guess the bottom. Which one? Can't seem to click on that one. That one. That one's for maybe facade mode. So that's pretty cool. So I want to be on power mode. There we go. I've added a couple of things here. So I made another ME drive. I put nothing in it yet. I made a chest, and I put one of the 4K cells in there. I've got another 4K cell to put in. And what I've done here is, see, that one's got stuff in. That one shouldn't have stuff in. Why you got stuff in? And what stuff have you got? What we've got in there? Okay, I know what we've got in that other chest there. We have got wood. So, see if I take these logs out a second. What you should find now is I've put these back in. They should not have gone in there now. No, they haven't. Look, they haven't gone in there, and they have gone in there. And the reason why is because I've set this to a higher priority. So this is set to 2, and these two guys are set to 1. So that anything that comes into the system that's not got a predefined place in one of these formatted cells will not go into one of these empty ones, because it'll always go into this one first. So anything, I can just at a glance I can see what's not pre-formatted. And if I wanted to make it so that birchwood had its own cell, I could just get it out of there. If I wanted to trash poisonous potatoes, which I will do, get it out of there. So yeah, at the minute that's only pulling nearly 5 MJ a tick. So that's going to need at least one engine running just to run that. And then that's pulling power quite often. So I need to get the power added now. Now, the option I've got really is burning coal at the minute. So I need to set up my little system up here with these engines again. I think I'm just going to run 4 engines and see how it goes. Basically, I just need this to run long enough to... let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. All I need this really is to run long enough to get my steam boiler to go in it. So what I'm trying to get really here is a stock. That should work, shouldn't it? Is a stock of logs, planks. So I actually need to get my sawmill back in the mix as well. My sawmill's set up there, so that needs powering. That needs logs feeding into it, and planks and sawdust feeding out of it. So really, that won't fasten to these pipes, because he's only 1 MJ. The thing with RF thermal expansion stuff makes RF converts to MJ fine. It doesn't convert the other way. So I'd actually need an engine running just this for now. So I'll just get an engine running for that as well. And like I said, once this is all steamy running, it'll be fine. But what I need then is so I'm in line with that. I'm going to need some. That's perfect. That is actually. What I need is my item ducts. So, and I'll get some more of them. And what I can do with this is I can say, duct connect to these, please. We don't want you to. Thank you very much. I can actually save a pipe there. And save one whole item duct there by filling that with dirt and connecting to the side of this. I mean the face rather than the top, rather than the bottom, should I say. That's connected to there, which is nice. I need to make some more of these item ducts. I'll go up there, get connected to the sawmill. I'll get myself some buckets of water, a couple of buckets of water. In fact, I've left myself no real way of getting down. There we go, break that one, I can get down again. And there's one bucket of water, and I'll go get another one. So next thing, yeah, is get that sawmill connected up, and then that's starting to process this wood that's coming in. Because at the minute the wood isn't getting processed. Once I've got enough wood to warm a boiler up, that's when we'll turn the boiler on. And I'm going to work that out from the from a thing called. Just quickly open up a browser. Where is it? Come on. Come on, I know you're there somewhere. I've got a link that shows you how to warm boilers up, how much fuel you need. Railcraft boiler fuel calculator. You should find it from that. Put it in Google. I'll link it in the episode if I remember. If you want it and I forget to link it, please remind me in a comment, and I will. So I'll work out exactly how many planks I need to warm the solid fuel boiler up, and that's when I'll start the boiler up. Right then, I'm gonna do a bit more stuff, and I'll be back in a bit, and I'll show you my progress. Okay then, here we are, and right, next bit then. What I've done here is I've bypassed the wooden logs coming into it. I see I've got 2,200 birch in here up to now. I've got a couple of stacks of birch wood in my inventory still. What I've done is, so that's going into there. What we've set in this with an empty hand. These item ducts are really awesome. Click on that, and what I've done is I've blacklisted birchwood. So birchwood will not go into there. So all the birchwood I get is going to go up here. Now this is only that's really low. Yep, 2 engines is not cutting it seems. So I have to put more in. So birchwood's going up here. Now the issue I might have is once this gets running quicker, that might not be quick enough. So I might need some kind of intermediate storage for birchwood. I'll see, but for now all the birchwood's going there. I did check the Railcraft boiler website, Railcraft boiler calculator, and for a heat up on a 36 HP boiler, so that's 36 high pressure boiler running on planks or solid fuel, we need 74,000 logs, 74,000 planks, and for that we need 3,802 planks an hour once it's warmed up. So you can divide that by 6, and I can't do that in my head while I'm recording, so I'm going to cheat and use the calculator. 3802 divided by 6, so 633 logs an hour is what you need. So you need about 10 logs a minute. Was that 60 odd logs an hour? 60 odd logs a minute. That's quite a lot in it. So I've probably done that math wrong as well. So I'm going to need a fertilizer on there, I think. So I've started laying out an area up here. This is going to be an area with a sewer in the middle of it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to have a sewer there right in the middle of this with 8 radius upgrade. So it'll do 15 by 15, and this is going to have cows on it. I'm going to add a couple of sound mufflers underneath, and I'm going to put warded paving stones around the edge so the cows can't get out. I'm going to have a load of cows on there, enough to get max sewage per tick. Now sewage fills up depending on how many cows are on top of it, so that'll give us max sewage per tick. We'll feed that to a fertilizer that'll be powered, which will turn that into fertilizer. Sorry, it's not called a fertilizer, it's called a mine factory. So sewage goes into, what's sewage go into? Come on, what you called? I've probably gone past it. I'll remember later, sure I will. It's not a sludge boiler, it's composter, there we go. Sewage goes into a composter. So we need a sewer. Nice and easy. We need a composter, nice and easy, and that'll be able to get the tree farm going as quick as we need it. And I'll get that on some kind of level emitter control. Now the level emitter control, I'd normally spread out my E network all across. What we can do with these Ender IO conduits is we can also add redstone to these, and the redstone's got 16 colours, so I could set a level emitter here on the wall, say, go into a redstone conduit, a bit of Ender IO conduit with a specific colour. In fact, I could have all of them set up, and I could send that so it adds a redstone signal to the back of this, which is all very nice. In fact, I can show you that really quickly. Let's not talk about it. Let's do it. I believe I've got a little bit. Go back. Ego. I've got a little bit of the redstone stuff in here, I believe. There's some insulated redstone conduit. So if we was to attach some to the back of this, so it goes in the same block like that, and you see there it's got a red bit of wool on the back. Now I guess with my heater wrench now is I shift switch to the redstone mode. There we go, and if I click that, it's going to change the colour. So there you go, you've got your 16 colours of redstone input there. So I'll leave that on white. I might as well leave that there for now because it's going to have that on some point. I'll probably have that set on the harvester. Makes the most sense. So yeah, we could run that back to a ME level emitter that I can add under the floor or something. Can add somewhere. But that's going to need a level emitter for each thing. But they need a level emitter for each thing anyway. Normally you'd have the level emitter run to it with your E cable. So I'm going to need a space somewhere, possibly behind the wall, where I can get a level emitter for each of these to set it once these cells fill up. But, yeah, that's pretty cool the way you can do that with a conduit. Now this of course is all going to be covered, and this is not going to be cobblestone forever. At some point I will change all this to something prettier, I promise. What I can do is, with this stuff in here, conduit facade, you can make conduits that are any block, and I think it's any block, modded or vanilla. Without a paint, that conduit stuff is made with this binder composite, which is really straightforward to make. It's just gravel, sand, and clay. So I had a stack each of that, so I think it got me 512. Right. These things are quite expensive though, because each one of them needs 8. So 8 of these things in a square, like a chest, will get you one of these things. But what we can do when we've got them is head down here, and you see these are actually conduit. These are covers already, and they're made to like the Foundcraft block. So you see any block, vanilla or modded, works. So then just click them on there, and that's going to look like cobble. I'll probably make all this at some point. I'll probably make all this into stone brick, because you know I like stone brick. I've used it plenty of times before, and I don't want this to be too fancy. It's only a farm area, but cobble is a bit ugly, especially for people visiting who don't have faithful on. Right, and these areas are going to be red flowers and yellow flowers, just so you know. So yeah, I need to add a couple more engines on. So I'm burning through coal at the minute, which I'm not really massively happy about. But until we are stocked up with planks, that's all I can really do. Now, of course, I could make this a liquid fuel boiler, which we've probably already got enough stuff for. That guy is going to run using the MFR bioreactor, which I've got set up in there ready. Slime balls, sugar, fermented spider eye, which is just sugar, mushroom, and a spider eye, and the usual MFR stuff gets us a bioreactor, and that is going to be running off the NAN products we're making down there and producing max efficiency biofuel, which you can run a liquid boiler off. So it may pay me actually just to skip the wood one for now and have the liquid one down there. One of these bioreactors on full efficiency can run 2 full-size boilers, so it might be worth me running a boiler down there off liquid and a boiler up here off liquid. That means I'm getting a steel tank full of liquid, which is pretty straightforward, and it means getting at least one of these two set up, because we want all 9 items. Now, what we've got is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, saplings 7, ink 8, so we've got 8 already. I was going to leave the saplings out and have the 2 flower colours, but it might pay me to go straight for liquid and skip on the logs. I'll see. Back in a bit. Okay, I'm back then. Still working away, getting stuff done. Now, it's now 11:32. At 11 o'clock, I checked how many of these I had, and I had 4,000. I had 3,900 and something. And now, 30 minutes later, I've got 6,000 ish. So I'm getting about 4,000 an hour. So I should I should be getting just enough per hour to run a boiler. So I'm going to stick to my guns and go with the solid fuel. I've done a couple more things upstairs. Now, a couple of things I need to work out is, one is how to get using a translocator to get things out of the ME network into the bioreactor. I ain't quite sussed that out yet. I've got a golden lasso there because I've brought some cows across. Hey. And I went and silk touched one grass block, so I've got some grass there. So these guys are filling the sewer with sewage. I've also made a fertiliser and a composter. The fertiliser will be going here. Now, these torches remind me. The Foundcraft light's really good, but it's a bit weird. There's all dark patches. I presume that's a dark patch. It's not growing. Look, these aren't growing. So, I think even though it's light everywhere, there's little dark patches. These have been here a good hour. Them patches there. So, I think I am going to use lighting around the edges of these as well. So when I put in a little glass layer, once this is all fully concealed, I'm going to put a little glass box over all these just to keep things tidy. And I'm going to use carpenter blocks because they look nice. So so while the light lights everything up, keeps it mob safe, it doesn't seem to be lighting things up well enough to grow stuff. And the same with this, without these torches here, saplings are falling out because it was too dark. So the fertilizer is going to go there, but we're not going to wire him up just yet. I'm going to give it another hour or two and just keep my eye on that. Of course we need 75,000, so it's going to be a good 20 hours. So it's going to be until tomorrow till I can start the boiler anyway, so that won't be happening in this episode. So I just want to. I've been using these as well. I've been just attaching these to save a bit of coal when these are empty. I've been. You empty as well. Oops. Oh, wrenched it round. Cool. Didn't know I could do that. Yep, you're empty. I've been running these upstairs, and I've just been slinging them here. And if you put them here, then they fill up off the solar panels. So there's not a great deal of power in these though. There's less power in these than you'd think. Do that, so that's send power downwards as well. It'll fill that one as well. So just been filling them up. Yeah, that's slowly filling back up. I swapped all these capacitor banks around with the ones from downstairs. Just nicking power anywhere I can at the minute. I've put paving stones of warding. That means the cows can't get past the edge of here. And any excuse to use this because it looks so cool. As an art is a genius. That's such a cool way of keeping mobs in. Players can just walk over it, and it's just the coolest fence you'll ever see. And speaking of that, I want to do a little bit of Thaumcraft because our updated pack has brought us an update to Tinkerer, and I want to grab this thing. I've been really lucky. In fact, Aurum, it's one thing that uses Aurum, not many things do, so it's giving me it straight away. Helmet revealing, so I'll put Aurum in again. So we need that down there, okay. Come down here, you. And Aurum in again. Helmet revealing, check this out. Where's my Thermonoc on? There it is. Helmet revealing, goggles and a helmet combined gives you armour and your goggles still. So it's goggles inside a helmet. Wonderful. Now I don't think this is going to work with my enchanted one, so I might have to make a fresh set of goggles. I've got plenty. 5 in it yet. I've got plenty of thaumium, so stick them together. Yeah, it's going to wipe all the enchants off though. So I think what I'll do is I'll keep that as a set. Oh, I made no pants there. That's something I've missed. I made no pants for that little set. I'll keep that as a set of vanilla Thaumcraft armour, if you will, and then I'll make this a full set of, well, not a full set of armour because I'll be keeping my boots for the traveller. That's what he needs to. If that's what he needs to do next, doesn't he? If he's combined the goggles and the helmet, what he needs to do is combine the boots and the armour boots. I might make a note in his. I might make a post in his thread, see if that's something he fancies doing. So I need to make a quick pair of goggles of revealing, and I'll combine them. I'll be back when that's done. Back in a bit. So there we go then. One combined, fresh set of goggles and the helmet revealing, and I've added. I went and mined a bit of quartz in Ego's Quartz Age. Because it's just a nice quick way of getting XP, and you're always going to use quartz. So there we go, I've got them, and I think they look pretty awesome. Vazki's done a really nice job with that, so there we go. Thalmic armour that has got goggles of revealing built in. Wonderful. So carrying on prepping for the farm then. I've made this thing, rolling machine. Got nothing in at the minute, I can take it down now actually. And put it in there. What that's done for us is it's made loads of steel plates, which is very nice. So I've made 2 stacks of steel plates. I just want to show you this as well. I've been getting sawdust out of the sawmill down at the bottom, of course. So sawdust in a square, just like a chest, gets you compressed sawdust, and we can start cooking that into charcoal. And then I can actually use that to fuel the engines down there. So I'm not going through my coal as much as I could be because the engines. Oh, damn it! Forgot to cover that all up. So what are you all doing in there? Bloody cows having an orgy. Get out of the one hole and they always find their way into it. Get over there, you silly cow. There you go. So I've connected liquid transfer node under there. Transfer pipe comes down there, across here, right across here. We've got a composter hidden under there. So that's getting fluid in, and you can see that what I meant about per tick. So each time it pulses in, oh, it's going to pulse in again. I might have to speed that up actually. Looking at that, I might have to speed the transfer, but it's pulse in. What I want is enough cows there so that each time that tick thing, it goes bam and fills this and drains down, and bam and drains down. So I'll add some speed upgrades to the liquid transfer node underneath there, and I'll add some more cows so that we're getting as much as possible. And that's just added to the item ducts line and added to the power line there. So at the minute that charcoal can go in there, so we can use a bit of charcoal, so I don't use all my coal, and that's still working away nicely. I've actually got another stack of that compressed sawdust down here that I thought I'd brought with me, but must have left it behind. There we go, look, another stack of that. So there's another stack of charcoal ready to use. As you see, we're up to 7,000, so it's now 12:35, so it's 6. Yeah, that's another hour, and it's only got us another 1,000. So I think we are going to have to get the fertilizer wired up. So I'll get that done before the next episode. I'll be on and off the server for the next day or so while I do some other stuff. I've got an episode planned with Grumpy Gamer coming up. We're going to make a Mistcraft age to do, just like we're going to make a Mistcraft building age for making nice pretty stuff. Not some machines, but not chunk loaded machines, not automated chunk loads that are going to run all the time. So we don't want it to be too heavy on the server, load wise, but we want somewhere nice to build. So I think I'm going to make a nice Origin Valley single biome Mistcraft age. So I'm going to show Grumpy how we make Mistcraft ages these days, because he hasn't used them for a while. And we're going to go in there, have a look. We can put some asphalt roads down, get Nemson to cheat us in some of the road markings that you can only get in creative, so we can actually have roads with road markings and stuff. So we'll get a bit of that done. So that should be coming up for the next day or so. I want to try and get my next Farmcraft episode done as well, and I'll have another Resident Rise episode on the way as well. But this is ongoing, so I'll be jumping on off the server, making sure we're getting power, trying to get things right. We've only got 18 fertilizer at the minute, as you see. It's coming in nice and slow, but it's coming in, which is good. Anything else I wanted to show you? All works in progress. Like I said, I need to work out how to get things out of the ME network. I suppose I should just have a chest, export into a chest, and then have a regulator on it. What I could do is a mod that adds a little inventory. That has maybe like 4 or 5, just like a little 4-slot inventory. Like I wonder if the new Red Power thing has. There used to be a buffer in Red Power that had a little inventory. Anyway, I'm just babbling now. So we're getting there. We're still not a fully automated farm. So even though I've said it last like 3 episodes, still not done. But I am not going to wrap up just yet. I'm going to see what it takes to make a... always finish on a fail, don't I? So I'll see if I've got enough to make a boiler, and I probably haven't, so I'll probably fail. Oh, I might have enough. So I'm going to need fire charges. So I need 9 fire charges. So what's left? Coal, 1, 2, 3. And then while I was mentioning coal, let's bang that in there. That gets us some fire charges, 9 of them, and 1 solid fueled fireboxes. So I'm going to gamble that we're going to get enough wood from that farm. So what we've got here, furnaces and bricks, that's easy enough, isn't it? So I need a stack of clay. So what's that, 16 in it. Nice. I thought it'd be easier having my clay like this, but it's actually meant turn it to be more of a ball ache. And you can go there, and then that's me a stack of clay. That's actually, I think, 63 I need. So I'll cook that in the oven. Let's get that cooked in the oven now, because we're waiting for it, aren't we? Get out, you. Get in, you. And I want a stack plus 8 of cobble. How's my inventory that full? You go in there, you go in there, you go in there. You can go in there. You can go over there. It's a bit better. You can go there so you repair yourself. Stack plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Gets us enough furnaces. In fact, even though it's only 8 bits of cobble, I remember seeing a furnace then. I did that. Cool. Might as well use one I've got, haven't I? So 9 furnaces, 9 fire charges, and very soon 7 bricks around each one. Well, they're all full, might as well take them down with me. Use a bit of that power. 63, wonderful. 63 times 7, awesome. Is that the wrong way around? Yep. So there's my solid fuel fireboxes. We of course are going to need a water source under that. So again, I want to test in creative, see if these engines require water once they're running on just on steam. If they do, I'll use that. If they still need water, I might use it anyway and just change things around a bit. But I'll do 2 out and 2 in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's where my boiler's going to go. Not sure how much space I need around it, so I'm going to keep it 2 from the edge. And then these, of course, that, and then we want another 8. He's going to get us high pressure boiler tanks, 36 of them. So at least I've got my boiler made, just ain't got enough wood to power it just yet. Now, of course, I can use saplings to help it on its way, and coal and charcoal, and all stuff like that. I might get some... crap myself. I might get some kind of wither skeleton farm going, see if I can get enough coal to run several coke ovens on permanent and try and run one off coal coke like I did in, I think, 1.5.2 and Feed the Beast Beta maybe. So there we go, we've got a boiler. That is going to be fastened to it somewhere, and they're going to be fastened to it somewhere, and that's the way we're going to go. I might even get another boiler here at some point. Looks like it's ripe for that, doesn't it? I might get a liquid one here as well, but now saying that, liquid won't be upstairs. So yeah, more work off camera. Thank you as always for watching. I hope it was entertaining. I promise this farm will be done one day. Make sure you join me for the creating the Mistcraft Age, because that should be fun. It's my first time I've done a video with someone else, so that'll be cool. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Cheers. Bye.